You did it again. You told yourself this will be the last time. You told God you were serious this time. You felt disgusted with it, tired of it, ashamed of it, and yet somehow, here you are again, sitting with that same heavy feeling in your chest, that same guilt, that same disappointment, that same question. If I really love God, why do I keep going back to the very thing I hate? That question terrifies a lot of Christians because the struggle feels so personal. You are not just dealing with failure, you are dealing with confusion. You love God, you want purity, you want peace, you want freedom, but there is a part of you that keeps pulling in the opposite direction, and after enough failure, you start wondering if something is deeply wrong with you. And that is exactly where the enemy wants you. He wants you to confuse struggle with abandonment. He wants you to mistake conviction for rejection. He wants you to believe that because you are still fighting, you must not belong to God at all. But that is not the truth. The truth is, one of the most painful parts of being a real Christian is becoming aware of how much darkness is still in you. Before God opened your eyes, you could sin and move on without much grief. But now it cuts you. Now it bothers you. Now it feels like war. And that war matters because it reveals something important. The fact that you hate your sin is not proof that God has left you. It is often proof that His Spirit is still working in you. A person who is spiritually dead does not mourn this sin like this. A person who has no love for God does not break under the weight of grieving Him. The pain you feel is not meaningless. It shows that there is now a conflict inside you. Your spirit has been awakened, but your flesh is still very real. That is why the Christian life can feel so exhausting sometimes. There is a part of you that wants holiness, truth, discipline, prayer, purity, surrender. But there is another part of you that still craves comfort, pleasure, escape, dopamine, self-indulgence, and rebellion. The flesh does not disappear the moment you come to Christ. It loses its throne, but it does not stop screaming. And many believers are shocked by that. They think that once they truly love God, temptation should vanish. But often, the opposite happens. Once you belong to Christ, you finally begin to feel how deep the battle really is. That does not mean you are fake. It means you are in a fight. The danger is not in the struggle itself. The danger is what happens after the fall. Because this is where the enemy loves to trap people. First, he tempts you. Then once you fail, he changes his voice. The one who tempted you now becomes the accuser. And suddenly, the whispers start. Look at you. Again, after all those promises, after all those prayers, you say you love God, but if that were true, you would not keep doing this. You are a hypocrite. You are filthy. God is tired of you. You should stop pretending. And the worst part is that when you are already ashamed, those lies sound believable. So what do many Christians do? They hide. They stop praying because they feel too dirty. They stop reading scripture because conviction hurts. They avoid church. They isolate. They pull away from the very presence of God because they assume He must be pulling away from them. But that is not how God deals with His children. God is not standing over you with disgust, waiting for you to clean yourself up before you come back. He is the one calling you back while you are still covered in failure. He does not excuse sin, but He does invite confession. He does not bless compromise, but He does offer mercy. He does not tell the struggling believer to run farther away. He tells them to come into the light. That matters deeply because many Christians stay trapped not only because of the sin itself, but because of the shame that follows it. Shame makes you passive. Shame makes you hopeless. Shame makes you stare at your failure until it becomes bigger than the grace of God in your mind. And that is why freedom does not begin with staring at your sin all day. Freedom begins with lifting your eyes to Christ. A lot of people think the way to break sin is to become more obsessed with not failing. So they spend all day clenching their teeth, trying harder, repeating to themselves, "Do not do it, do not do it, do not do it." But if your mind is constantly centered on the sin, then the sin is still what holds your attention. You cannot defeat the flesh by feeding it your focus. Real change begins when your attention starts shifting. You starve the flesh by feeding the spirit. You fill your mind with what is true, pure, and alive. You pray before the temptation comes, not just after the failure. You cut off what keeps dragging you back. You stop making secret peace with the very things that are destroying you. You stop treating sin like a small inconvenience and start seeing it for what it is. But even then, growth is often slower than people want. Sometimes freedom is instant. Sometimes it's a war fought one day at a time. Sometimes it looks like falling less. Sometimes it looks like getting back up faster. Sometimes it looks like finally refusing the lie that one failure means the whole battle is over. That is important to hear, because some of you think you have failed too many times to still be loved by God. But Jesus did not die for a polished, future version of you. He died for the real you, the struggling you, the ashamed you, the exhausted you, the you that is still in process, the you that keeps stumbling but still keeps reaching for Him. If you are still fighting, don't give up. If you are still grieving your sin, don't harden your heart. If you have failed again, don't stay in the dark. Run back to God, not away from Him, back to Him. Because your struggle is not the end of your story. Your weakness is not stronger than His mercy. Your flesh is loud, but it is not your master anymore. And the God who began a work in you has not walked away just because the process is messy. So if you can't stop sinning, but you hate it, hear this clearly. Your hatred of sin is not proof that you are too far gone. It may be proof that grace is still fighting for you, and God is not done with you yet.